folks, welcome to Legacy IAS. In today's video, we'll be looking into Vijayanagar Empire's social and economic aspect. Now, when we say society, a lot of things contribute to make it a society. One such thing is your religion. Let's see how religion was or what was the religion followed in the period of Vijayanagar Empire. Okay? See, initially, your Vijayanagar rulers, okay, their house god. There was a concept of house god. Okay, that is the house of that people or the clan to which they belong to. Okay, they all had a common god. That was your culmination of Virupaksha temple. Okay, so here in Vijayanagar, okay, they were both Vishnu, Shiva worshippers. Okay. See, in Vijayanagar Empire, see, initially it started out as we've seen in the other videos, be it in political or administrative. If you haven't had a chance to look at the video, we'll link it in the description. Please have a look at it. Okay. So as we have mentioned, okay, initially Vijayanagar empires were much of like protection of Hindu interests. It started out like that. Later on, okay, with the advent of Europeans, okay, Vijayanagar flourishing in trade and all, which meant when you say trade, which means multiple people from multiple regions will come in, right? If the trade has to flourish well, then there has to be religious tolerance also there. So religious tolerance was developed, indicating that people were free to worship. Okay, people were free to practice their religion. Look at this. Vaishnavism was also professed under Sri Vaishnavism, Ramanujam. Dvaita system of Madhvacharya was also practiced. Okay, that means different sects had started coming in, and those were also prevalent in Vijayanagar period of time. One keyword, if you have to know that, it is Vijayanagar time, it is religious tolerance can be observed. Okay, see, just now we discussed something to do with trade. Trade brought in a sense of religious tolerance. I'll show you how the trade was with respect to Vijayanagar Empire. Earlier here, this region, okay, was somewhere Bahamanis. Alright, they had good amount of trade. Okay, look at the path. Right, they had good amount of paths with trade. Who? Bahamanis, which meant the Bahamanis were flourishing well. Now the Vijayanagar empires, okay, the Vijayanagar kings also wanted the same thing, okay, which meant they allowed, alright, they allowed trade that was coming in through the west or entry of Europeans, okay, trade with Sri Lanka, okay, and then trade with the Malay archipelago and with China as well. In the political aspects, we have discussed that Vijayanagar Empire had an embassy in the Chinese Emperor Ming Dynasty, right? Which meant, okay, the culture, tradition of all the trade routes. Okay, when we say trade route, okay, it was not just trade of articles or commodities, but also culture, of tradition, of religion. Okay, this trade route or the trade route that China follows in the form of Silk Route, all of this route, okay, marks a significant event for that particular country. See, trade route being a Silk Route for China, it was an ancient concept that they are trying to revisit it in the name of diplomacy today. Project Mawsum Forest, right? Is again our stress to the ancient trade routes we had and to which today we use it as a diplomacy channel. Right? That is the importance of trade route. And the same was it for Vijayanagar Empire. All these aspects, okay, the culture, tradition, religion were brought about for Vijayanagar, and the society at that point of time was influenced in that particular way. Alright. Now look at this. One important region, okay, or port under Vijayanagar was your Malabar. Okay, this Malabar port, which they used it for trade purposes and port purposes. Now, we said something to do with port, trade. Yes, one more thing it provided was for new set of occupation. See, when we discuss ahead, we will see how the society was segregated. Okay, what kind of occupations were there, right? Now, with this arising of trade, with the entry of Europeans, okay, trade factor increased more, which means new occupation was coming into place, right? With this occupation changed the hierarchical order of society. The prevalent Varna system had to undergo a little bit of changes here. One important thing about Vijayanagar Empire is when we say society, okay, or economy, both are somewhere intertwined. Okay, a good economy, okay, doesn't necessarily have to mean a good society. A good economy, okay, with a strong social fabric always results in a good social order or just social order. See, just one thing cannot, okay? One, if economy is good, doesn't mean the society will be good. If the society is good, doesn't always mean the economy is booming, right? A good economy with a just society, all right? One such thing for the economy or the society to grow was economy we've spoken. What was the source of economy for Vijayanagar people or Vijayanagar Empire? First and foremost, the main thing was your agriculture. Okay, with respect to agriculture, the Vijayanagar kings, okay, they laid heavy stress in developing, okay, agriculture and the needs, okay, and the needs for agriculture were also very keenly observed and given. That is, for example, now they are collecting tax from agriculture. Yeah, in our administrative video, we discussed 1/6 of the land produce. Yes, for them to get 1/6 of the land produce, which means they also have to provide for the land. For example, irrigation. Yes, for irrigation. Okay. Again, what do they have to provide for irrigation? Dams, canals, the aqueducts. Yes. And this is not something that an individual can do, which means a state has to do it, which means the emperor has to do it, or the empire or the king has to do it. Now, did the Vijayanagar lay extreme stress on this or not? Yes. The Vijayanagar kings laid extreme stress on construction of your dams, canals. We said in the political part they are somewhere in the region of Tungabhadra regions. So one is construction of a Tungabhadra dam, canals, aqueducts. They made sure that they had, okay, they laid important stress to agriculture and the allied activities. Okay, not just agriculture, allied activities. Okay. Look at this. So the canals or aqueducts used for agriculture, Tungabhadra Dam, right? Storage of water, right? So the dams were constructed for two purposes. One, okay, the floods doesn't wash away the crops. Two, there is sufficient amount of water in cases of drought. Okay. Now, what is the other source? We said one source where they were gaining economy for a stable society was agriculture, right? One more thing was trade, right? Trade in what? Trade in spices, okay? Third, trade happened in multiple things. Spices was very important. Our entry of Europeans, one main important thing was for spices. You know, other things also, right? Cotton, muslin, all those things, but most importantly, spices. The other thing was industries. Okay, in industries we have metallurgy, yes, refining. Okay, then we have perfume. Okay, industries kept on growing. If industries kept on growing, what does it mean? Industries, trade, what does this mean? Development of cities. If cities are developing, the lifestyle also changes. So even today we have tier 1 cities, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, yes. Tier 1 cities, for example, metropolitan cities, cosmopolitan cities like Bangalore. The lifestyle here is different compared to the other parts or other cities. Why? The growth of cities offer a different lifestyle, indicating a different portion of society. Economy and society are interlinked. We said trade played a very important role, right? Now, for protection and preservation of trade, they had something called as guilds. Guilds is nothing but, okay, a group of people who will come together, okay, and they will protect, preserve, and trade related activities will be discussed and make sure all of them will have a collective bargaining, okay, something of a collective bargaining, okay. Next, we spoke about economy, about different ways on which economy was generated. Now, what were their mode of transaction? See, a mode of transaction, first thing was, okay, the kings used to gift lands, okay, for people serving in army, for example, or priests, right? For them, they used to give rent-free lands from which, okay, be the higher position rank holding officers or priests, okay, they would hold the land, collect revenue from that, give a part to the state, keep a part for them, right? But the mode of transaction here was through coins or coinage. What coins did they mint? Right? Gold, silver, copper. Okay. See, again in the administrative video of Vijayanagar Empire, we discussed something about a Vijayanagar flag and how one animal was used as a symbolism. Okay, an animal was used as a symbolism in Vijayanagar flag. That was called as Varaha or boar. Okay, here in, okay, in Telugu there is something called as Varahulu. That means for coins. For example, Padaidu Varahulu. Okay, Padaidu Varahulu means 15 coins. So the word Varahulu or pagodas indicated coins. Okay, and on the coins sometimes there were marks of your Varaha or boar, right? Then something to do with Venkateshwara or Balaji. Okay, now by usage of Varaha, okay, it also signifies a religious aspect. Okay, now how was the social fabric? We spoke about the economy and society, right? Now, how exactly was the social fabric? See, again here, as usual, society was divided into 4 Varna systems. Okay, first one, Brahman. Okay, now in Brahman, see, we know the 4 Varna system: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. But there was something interesting in the Varna system of Vijayanagar Empire. See, in the Brahman, okay, of Vijayanagar Empire, they sometimes, okay, could or would do duties of a, they sometimes would do duties of a, or see what is the specific or Varna specific. See, what is the Varna specific role for Brahmins? Teachers, priests, okay, council of ministers, yes, like that. But there are instances in the Vijayanagar Empire where the Brahman would sometimes undergo or take the role of a king or an administrator or a commander. Okay. Now, what is the second thing in the Varna system? What is it? Kshatriya. Now here there are instances or there are there are sources that tells us sometimes the kshatriya, okay, came from different varnas, came from different clans. Yes, now this varna, there are instances where a shudra person is also called a kshatriya. The difference was that, okay, not just in the varna, but because of the position he held, he was called a kshatriya. I'm not telling all shudras were kshatriyas or any. There are instances where a Kshudra has been, okay, a king, and then he was called a Kshatriya not because of the Varna he belonged to, but because of the position he held, according to few sources. Alright. Then the third in line is your Vaishyas. Okay. Now we are Vaishyas. We spoke something largely about trade, merchants, money lenders. Yeah. This section all comprised of your Vaishyas, and their role was increasingly becoming more and more popular. Why? Because your Vijayanagar empire was now oriented with trade. Trade was growing on a larger scale, which means the position and power of Vaishyas were also increasing. Alongside this, okay, alongside the aspect of trade, one more thing was religion. Okay, there were certain points of time where you see Varna system, okay. Now they did not give a good amount of respect for money lenders. We've seen that in ancient India or ancient history part. But here the situation started changing. They demanded more respect, and the religion they started following was agreeing to that. For example, Buddhism, Jainism, yeah, patronages, right? So basically, your religion was also another factor which added to the prosperity, social respect, and economy of this particular varnashram. Okay. Next in line is your Shudras. The condition was bad. Okay. That is, see, they were taking up farming activities. Okay. Now, in case, okay, let's consider a situation where, now for example, let's assume that he owns a piece of land. He borrows money from a money lender just so that he can cultivate his produce, from that gain some profit. But for some reason, okay, that wasn't possible, which means he has become indebted. At that point of time in Vijayanagar Empire, okay, if someone becomes indebted, they are owned as property by your money lenders. This created, okay, now as we said, slavery was very much witnessed in Vijayanagar period. Anyone who gets indebted, he is owned by the owner, like a mere property. Okay. Now, we have also discussed about this Devdasi system in our other videos as well. What is one interesting feature is that here they commanded a sense of respect. Okay, respect was prevalent here, like we spoke about initially in when it comes to temple architecture, right? I'm not telling about the physical architecture, but the religious architecture. First it was the priests and then the religion. Okay, the command was held by your Devdasis. They were mostly for dancing in temples. Okay, basically they were associated with auspiciousness, right? They used to even earn money. It was seen as a mode of occupation. Later it turned into different kind of things that became a social evil. But okay, at this point of time, okay, they were considered as very learned, okay, artistic, okay, they adorned huge amount of jewelry, right? They provided entertainment. Okay, now all this, when it says entertainment, right, it also indicates a feature of your society at Vijayanagar, right? One more such thing, speaking on the thing of entertainment, was your common people. They would also dress themselves up, be it men or women alike. Okay, they would dress themselves in jewelry. That is, even common folks could afford those jewelries. Okay, and they would involve in entertainment such as dancing, singing. Okay, on a public spheres, they used to conduct public prayers. Okay, or public temple rituals, just so that it would become like a folk. Okay, it would become like a folklore. All right. This was the depiction of Vijayanagar Empire. It was not just wealthy in terms of economy, but also in terms of heritage, culture, okay, tradition. Alright. Again, Devdasi system where children were married off at a very young age to deities or temple, initially at least. If you like our videos, please do give a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, leave in a comment, okay, as to what more other videos you want us to see doing, okay, and forward it along to your friends. Thank you.